What do you got? How many games the Lions winning?
I have the Lions going 12-5, just like we came up with yesterday, for a couple of different reasons. One, I think the Kansas City game is now a win. The Kansas City Chiefs, with the Chris Jones and Travis Kelce being at best for them compromised and at worst out, the Kansas City Chiefs are no longer the Monstars anymore. You still got Andy Reid and you still have Patrick Mahomes, but Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, those are the kind of losses that can swing a game from a loss to a win for the Lions, and I think the Lions win that game to get them to 12-5. And also, the Lions are just a damn good football team. I think their offense is going to be top 5 again in scoring, because I think personnel-wise they got even better, and their defense is going to be better as a whole throughout the season, because last year they were bottom 5 in scoring defense. I think this year their floor is top 15. And also, I'll tell you what too, that Lions home schedule, it's looking pretty damn favorable, and if you want to be an NFL team that stacks up a lot of wins, you have to protect home field. You have to dominate at home. And I believe the Lions will be favored in every single game that is played at Ford Field. The toughest home game of the year, you could argue, and I would argue in favor of, is the game against Seattle in week 2, and I would say that Seattle and the Lions are equals.
Yes.
Maybe even the Lions are a little bit better, but the Lions have the home field advantage. And the last reason to me is the fact that I don't think they really have a division rival who's actually going to challenge them from the division. And you know what that means? You get to play 6 games against your division, and I think that too has 4-2, 5-1, maybe even 6-0 staring at the Lions right in the face. This isn't the AFC North where you have teams like the Ravens and the Bengals and the Browns and the Steelers. This isn't the AFC East. This isn't the NFC East. This is the NFC North.
It's the North!
Yes, we the North. And the Lions, I mean, that's copying Toronto's catchphrase, but still, the Lions... This is
King of the North.
Yes, thank you. This is a division that the Lions should win rather handily, and they're going to be able to feast on NFC North opponents, which I think none of them is really in the Lions league right now, although all of them might be decent. But still, everything is set up for them to go 12-5 and maybe even get the 1 seed in the NFC. I don't know if 12-5 will do it, but a 12-5 season is what I got the Lions at.
And I think that's fair, to be honest with you. I know 12 wins, it's hard to fathom for some people, but if you actually look at the schedule, you look at the NFC, and you look at the NFC North, the Lions, there's a pathway to 12 wins.
Yes.
Like, there just is. The Minnesota Vikings won 13 games last year, and they're not a 13-win roster. So I don't want to hear they can't do that. But what I will say is I think they win 11. It's 1 win difference. And honestly, 12, 11, who gives a damn? I do think 12 could be enough to win the NFC.
It could be, yeah.
I want to say that, too, because I think the Eagles, for what we've known them to be last year, they're 14-3. I think they take a little bit of a step back, maybe win 12 games, and maybe that's enough to win the NFC.